Hi Mac fam, welcome back to the channel. So I'm actually surprised that my videos are uploading and the weather is much better. Where I live, I don't know if it's hurricane season or like I don't live near water, like I live in a city, but especially where I live, the place that like I live at, like the city, maybe the state, but especially the city that I live in, um, they get floods a lot, and so floods are just common where I live. So yeah, but we've been getting like thunderstorms and lightning and rain a lot more. There was one day where we actually lost power. Um, yeah, so which I think that was a little while back, a little like ways. I don't know if I'd say way back, but kind of recent, but kind of not. I think it was sometime in the summer. Um, but yeah. So and we had bad storms today too, and we might get more bad storms tomorrow. I'm not sure, but the weather has just been crazy and it's been nuts, and it's just I want it to stop because I don't like storms. And yeah. So anyway, um, I wanted to talk about today back to school advice because it is August. I know you guys are getting a lot of videos today, and I'm sorry about that. There are just some other videos that I want to do and make, and I want to talk to you guys about some things, and yeah. So, I have some new videos in mind, so be on the lookout for that. Probably won't do it tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow or something, or maybe the next day. Um, but yeah. So, I wanted to give y'all some back to school advice because it is August now, August 1st. I cannot believe that. Time flies by so fast. Summer flew by too. So, um, yeah. So, I am going to give you guys some advice. So yeah. So either if you are going to elementary, middle, high school, or college, um, or maybe you are going to a new college, or you're transferring, or new school, maybe you're transferring, or maybe you're just starting somewhere new, or going to a new school, I have some advice. So, I think I did a video about this a long time ago. It's been a couple years, but I did a video about back to school advice. So, one thing that I would say is I'm trying to think. Is you've got this. You've got this. Try to believe in yourself. I know it can be hard, but just try the best that you can. And you've got this. It's totally normal to be nervous on the first day, even the first couple of weeks, because you're trying to figure it out. If it's a new school, you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to meet new people. You're trying to figure out where your classes are. I get that. It can be a lot, but you've got this. So you just know that you've got this and believe in yourself and you can do it. I know new schools can be scary. Like, I get that. I've been to new schools a lot in my life, and so I get that. But you've got this. Believe in yourself, and you can do anything, guys. So that's one piece of advice I'd give you. Another one would probably be if you are dealing with bullying, if somebody is bullying you, either if it's online, which they call that cyberbullying, or if they're bullying you in person. Please tell somebody. Tell an adult, tell a teacher, tell anybody, because bullying's not okay. I've been bullied, and so it's hard and it sucks, but you have to reach out to people to get help. Because I noticed a lot, like when I was in school, I didn't tell people. a lot of the time that I was getting bullied because I thought it would go away. And usually it would go away or I would move schools. So I would either move schools or the bullying would stop. But there were times where I don't think it would stop. And so I was just very nervous and insecure and just, my thing, something about me is I don't want to burden people, but if you're getting bullied, like, you have to tell people because it's not okay. And so, as I'm getting older, like, I'm learning that if somebody is messing with you, somebody is bullying you, doing something to you that they should not be doing or saying or whatever, you have to tell somebody. So learn from my mistake. Please speak up. I think there were times where I did tell people, but there were times where I just didn't want the drama. Because especially in middle school, and I can remember in elementary school too, elementary, middle, and high school, so much drama. And so I didn't want there to be a ton of drama if I told on somebody that, oh, hey, this person's bullying me, and then they'd come back and they'd be really mad and upset. Those were the types of schools that I was in. I was always in public, so I was in a public school. So yeah. But please speak up, guys. Like, speak up. Because I think I can remember a couple of times where there was one teacher when I was in 8th grade, middle school, she told me that she did everything that she could to stop it. And I am forever grateful for her. Teachers that say that, but then also if they do it, it means a lot. I didn't have a lot of teachers that had my back, and so, maybe I did have some, but I can't remember. I think there were some teachers that did have my back, so yeah. But I don't really remember a lot of the teachers having my back. So, but the teachers that did, I am forever grateful. Yeah, because thinking back to elementary school, I did have a couple of teachers that were there for me too and did what they could to, stop it. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah, just tell somebody though. Just tell somebody. Like, you have to speak up. And I remember my virtual school when I was getting like cyberbullied, and I was dealing with a lot during that time too. I didn't tell anybody, and so none of my teachers knew because they were clueless. I didn't tell them anything, so they didn't know. So a lot of times your teachers want to help you. There are good teachers out there, but there's also some mean ones. But the good ones, the ones that care about you and want you to do well, ones that you can have like a relationship with, like a teacher-student relationship, speak up and tell them. Because I had some really good teachers when I was doing virtual school, and I know they would have done anything to stop it or do what they could, but I just was too afraid to speak up. So please learn from my mistake and speak up. You just have to speak up because people don't know. So I hope as I get older, I can learn to speak up in situations if I need help or if someone's messing with me or, if someone's bullying me, which usually as an adult, bullying is so much different than in high school. People can still be mean to you as an adult. There can still be bullying. There can even still be drama in college. That's just what I've heard, but it's not like high school. High school and college are so different. There's probably not even a lot of drama in college because it's so different, but there might be some. And then same thing with like the workforce and this and that. There's always going to be mean people. That's just life, and yeah, that really does suck. But you just have to find the good and the kind people, because there are good and kind people out there. You just have to find them. But just with bullying, please speak up, guys. That's something that I really wish, looking back on my life, that I wish I would have had the courage to speak up and tell somebody. I just was too afraid, and I didn't want to deal with the drama, but I also didn't want, like, that person to, like, come back and, like, beat me up. Which, yeah, so, which I don't know if that would have happened, but there was just a ton of drama in my schools. And there would also be physical fights. And so, yeah, which I don't think any of the kids that bullied me, I don't think they would have tried to hurt me physically, but you just never know. But I was afraid of that, and then just getting hurt in that way, and then, also just kind of burdening people. But that's what teachers and that's what school staff are for. They're there to help you with that stuff. So as I've gotten older, I've noticed that, and I know people are there to help you. So just learn from my mistake, and please tell people, okay? Please speak up, you guys, so you can get the help that you need. And just also find a good group for you. If you're interested in something, join a club. A lot of schools have clubs, or maybe you can take like a Spanish class or some kind of class like that, or there's electives, or some people are in band or they're in choir. I was in band and I loved it. That's one thing that I actually missed about in-person school was band. But even with me, there was tons of band drama too. It's just, but that's just high school and middle school. That's just high school and middle school for you. But yeah, but a lot of the band classes I was in, I did like them, but there was also drama too, because middle school and high school. So, anyway, yeah, but just find other groups that, find groups, find clubs, find things that you want to do, that you're interested in, because that's the best way to meet people. That's the best way. I know another tip of advice that I would give you. So I know with COVID, so many schools are doing things differently. The school that I'm wanting to go to has a couple of options because of COVID still. So completely virtual, hybrid, which would be half virtual, half in person, or completely in person. I've thought about hybrid just because I want that in-person experience and I want to be able to meet people, but also doing virtual could like help me in that way too. So yeah, so I've thought about that. Because I've done virtual school before, and so I've thought about that if I had to take a class or something. So, but personally, if I were you, I would try to go in person because that's the best way to meet people. Like, that really, really is the best way. I had friends during the virtual school that I was at, but, I'm not in touch with them anymore. And, they were good people, but you just sometimes fade away, or, it happens. Probably the only friends I could say from the virtual school that I have is some of my teachers. I sometimes as students are friends with their teachers, and so I had some really good teachers, and yeah. So and being friends with your teachers is great. That's another thing. Just if you can be friends with your teachers, it can be awesome. So I had some really good teachers though. So I loved my good teachers. I really did. Like, I had some really good ones. So, but try to go in person because that's the best way to meet people. I understand with COVID, it might still be hard for some people, or maybe you're not ready or comfortable, and that's fine. I totally get it. But that's another advice or just some tips that I'd give you is just try to go in person if you can and if you're ready, because in person you can meet a lot of people. Um, you know, yeah, I mean, you can meet people online. Some of my friends are virtual or, they're online. So you can meet people online, but I feel like sometimes it's better to meet them in person too. And then also with school, another advice I'd give y'all is if you went in person, you could get the help that you needed. Like maybe if you struggle in a class or some classes, or maybe you're not doing very well in a class, going in person, you can get a lot more help. Virtual, I did get help, but I noticed that my grades were a lot better in person than they were virtually, because when I went to school in person, I got the help that I needed. So, I would recommend that if you do struggle in school or any subject. I would just recommend that. But if your school has the option of hybrid, go in person to those classes that you struggle with, but then do the ones virtually that you can do on your own. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, my grades did struggle too, some in person, like, yeah. But I just noticed they were a lot better in person. Now, I did have some good grades virtually too, like, I really did. But I noticed I struggled a lot more, just kind of like academically and just kind of like with my grades than I would have in person. So, yeah. So, I know this video is long, and sorry about that. Another piece of advice is be yourself. Be true to you and be yourself, you guys. And have confidence and find those people. If you see a person on your first day, your first weeks, whatever, that they look like they're new or they are sitting by themselves, go over and say hello. I know that's hard for some of us. It's hard for us to go say hello to people, but that's just another good way to meet people, you guys. So yeah, and I wish all of you a happy school year, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any other tips or advice down below to share with anybody else that is a part of the Mac fam. Also, those of you that are in college, because I would be a college freshman, let me know down below what kind of advice you have for me for college, because I need some advice. You guys, I need some advice. So, but maybe I'll just take my advice too that I shared with y'all. You guys are good enough, and you are worthy, and you've got this, and you can face this school year. I promise, okay? You've got this. Good luck to you, and I wish you a happy school year. Alrighty, you guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you have not already. Always keep your head up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.